As Oscar Wilde says, punctuality is the thief of time. Thanks for joining me. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin. Thanks for joining me on Facebook and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to the sponsors. As I say, always jot them down. It's important that I don't miss any. Smith and Friends Estate Agents. I was with Matt today. And good bit of cracking conversation. Obviously, he's a massive Borough fan. Cornerstone, GRS Installation, Galaxy Blinds, Dovecot, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Advanced Utility Solutions, TGM Cars, and Heroes and Legends. Well, last night, Borough had to get back on track after Saturday's dismal display and result against the second worst team in the division, Portsmouth. So the team last night was Glove and goal, Borges and Elling, the two full-backs. Van der Berg came in centre half along with Dale Fry. On the left was Berzog, on the right was Doak. Morris came in to partner Hackney, that worked. Azaz and Latty Laugh up top. On the bench was Beleza, Foz, Engel, Dieng, Clark, Gilbert, Hamilton, Palmer and McCabe. That was the team. For me, it was important to take all 3 points against West Brom, who were, I think it was 41 points apiece getting into the game. Obviously, the return of my old mate, teammate, captain, pal, Tony Mowbray, added a wee bit more spice to it. I wasn't expecting a top draw performance, but I knew how important the result was to get back on track after Saturday, and we achieved it. Yeah, it wasn't glamour. I'm not looking for glamour. This is an important stage of the season now. We have to stay in the pack, and we did that. And the first goal was a great goal. Hackney, who was good, back to his best last night. I thought he was really industrious, on and off the ball, running on with the ball, carrying it off the ball. He was making good runs. It was a great goal, out of nothing. He's got it and he just blazed it. I seen him after the game shake his hand and says, well done. He only needs 7 more. He's got 3 to his credit this season. He needs another 7. I think he's good enough to do that. A lot of people point out Beleza and Hackney don't marry up, and I get that. Morris comes in, Hackney looks a different player, and he certainly proved that last night, and he scored a great goal. And then the second goal came, Latty Laugh made a great run through the middle. There was a diagonal run which left Doak spare, played it to Doak. Doak cut in past the defender, curled it, top right hand corner, magnificent finish. So 2 great goals, clean sheet, big plus, and 3 points on the board, and back into the top 6. I think we're 5th. So well done to everybody concerned. Last night was for me it was a must-win game. We don't want to get left behind. Does last night say that's it, we've turned the corner? No, of course it doesn't. We need to do this consistently. We go to Preston Saturday, we need to win. A defeat or a draw against an average Preston team who's bottom half of the table isn't great when you're chasing top 6 finish. So, yeah, we need to get a run now. We need consistency. We still need leaders. I mean, a few of the lads stood up last night and to be counted. You know, looking at it, Fry and Van der Berg at the back looked comfortable in control. Morris and Hackney there. And Latty Laugh up front was worked his socks off, as he always does. I thought Azaz was a wee bit under par. Berzog, industrious, but doesn't flatters to deceive at times. Borges, the left side's still a problem for Middlesbrough, for us. Left side, everything's down the right. They were doubling up in Doak, but he still escaped it. He scored a wonder goal and he had wee flashes. And Ailing came in and right back. And that allowed, obviously, Van der Berg to get in one. So, great result. Great 3 points. Clean sheet. 5th position. No room for moaning tonight. Come on and praise your team. You come on and moan about them. And that's this is your platform. You know, as long as you don't swear, you can say what you want on here. We're not PC. We don't give a flying. We're not in bed with anybody. We're football fans who's got an opinion, and you can do it on here. You're not vetted. We just do your thing. It was nice to see Hackney back from his Christmas off. That's for Connor Stevenson. Jokes aside, massive for Morris to be back. Hackney left to do his thing, and Morris do the dirty work. Let's hope this is a turning point up the Borough. As I say, one game doesn't turn the season around. I think that's 3 wins in 11. Is that right? A lot of draws in there against average teams. But last night, you're only as good as your last game. And we were good last night. We must carry that now. Don't falter. Hopefully Carrick doesn't mess about with the team. Plays us, and let's get a result, and let's move on to the big game against Sunderland. They're all big games, but a derby game. Keith Williams says, finally, Bernie, they had fire in their bellies and Hackney played really well up the Borough. They did, Keith. I accused the lads at Portsmouth, no fire in the bellies. It was a flicker. I says that the slick passing had turned to slack passing, and that's been for a long time. But last night, as I say, we didn't hit the heights we did 2 years ago, but we were good. We were worthy of the win. They had a lot of the ball, probably more possession, but never done anything with it. Flat to deceive. Whereas we were ruthless. 2 great goals. Anybody that's not seen them, have a look on YouTube. You see Hackney's goal out of nothing here, bang, bottom left-hand corner, Kate a full stretch in the bottom corner. Next one, Ratty Laugh makes a great run through the middle, plays it to the unmarked Doak, the defender gets round him, he tucks in, curls it top right-hand corner. Great finishes, 2 great goals. It's not about the quality of goals. Scoring a goal is a goal. Doesn't matter how they go in, but these happen to be 2 great goals. David Foster says, Doak, Morris, Hackney, awesome. Doak, as I say, yeah. Morris, I says on Saturday, Morris is still a novice. He's only played like a dozen games, maybe a wee bit more or less. But he's made a big impression. And we'll point to him and say, oh, he's a missing link now, he's back now, so everything should be hunky-dory. I don't think that's the case. We need more than Morris to step up to the plate and the table. But Morris certainly makes an impression in the game. He closes down, as the lad says, he does the dirty work, the tackling, the harassing, gives it to players that can play, allows Hackney that on you go, try and get a goal and try and create something. And it worked very well last night, which was great. David Foster says, Ipswich spat dummies out before the game, like Rico and Edmondson, wanting over 1 million for Edmondson. He's free in 6 months. He is indeed, because we rejected Latty deal. Look, David, business is business. I know what you're saying. You know, I heard that as soon as I got to the stadium last night, somebody in my ear went, Edmondson's getting back. I says, really? Yeah. If I loan to Middlesbrough and say possibility, we say possibility of signing him, and it's not happened, and it's January, and you've got an opportunity to say, here, there you go, we've just brought 5 million in for Jones. So 1 million off that, we're still left with 4. So if we really want him, we've got the money to cash in and get him. And if you don't, well, why am I going to keep loaning a player when he's done well for you? And I think Edmondson has done well. So they're entitled to do that. And I'm sure we would do that. As I say, the Liverpool giving us Doak. And some people are saying now that Doak there was a certain date within the month of January, if Liverpool don't move him on, they don't want him back, but if they don't move him on, then we keep him to the end of the season. And I think it's reached that point now, as far as I know. So that's great news. Latty Laugh, what's my gut? I still think Latty Laugh will be off. Back to winning ways. This is for Paul Gamble. Credit where credit is due. Glover, as I'll hold my hands up, been one of his biggest critics. 2 stunning goals. More importantly, glad to see Mugger back where he belongs after giving the old Clare, a Borough legend, onto pressing up the Borough. Yeah, Paul, on the Mugger theme, great to see Mugger back, you rightly say, where he belongs. He's been through a lot recently. He's got the old Clare, which is number 1. Paramount, more important than football. But his adrenaline rush and his love of football is immense. And this is escapism. He loves football. He loves nurturing young players and getting them to play football. He's got a wee bit of work. He's got his work cut out. I know the level we was up until last night, but they mess about with us at the back. Too much passing, overpass the ball. They're wearing the ball thin. So it's something he needs to sort out. Don't forget, it's a different West Brom team than he coached and managed several years back, where he did magically got them promoted into the Premier. But it's great to see him on the sidelines, totally agree. David Frost says, agree, left back was awful. Borges not a left back. We need Giles quickly. Even Engel is poor, but slightly better. Giles quickly. David, excuse me. By the speculation today, Giles is more or less on his way. And do I want Giles back? Me personally? No. Why? Because you can't defend. We've got a poor defence, as in goals against, and he can't defend, and we bring them back. He left. I keep saying it, but obviously people like yourself doesn't even know how I feel about Giles. Giles left because he was ambitious, which is great, and to make more money and get a bigger deal, whatever. And he probably achieved that when he went to Luton. He never got in Luton, who are a bad team, who got relegated. Couldn't get in a team. He went to Hull City, who are a bad team at the minute, and who are odds on to get relegated. And he can't get in that team. So 2 years he's not kicked his backside, and we're going to bring him back. Me personally, I think it's lazy recruitment. I think it's poor recruitment. And I'm not a fan of bringing players back. When you move for a reason. We are not a charity club. We're a football club. If our defence was top drawer, I would say get him in there because he's one of the best at going forward. But he's not kicked his backside for 2 years. He left us and now he wants to come back because it's not worked out elsewhere. I'm not a fan of that. I've stated on here, you might be new to this, but I'm not a fan of bringing players back. As I say, all my pals have come back. Pallister, Cooper, Juninho 3 times. These are all guys that I respect and I know personally, and they're all great guys. Stewie Downing, love Stewie. But they all came back. I'm not a fan of that. All the clubs, and we've got European scouting system network, and we rope in the same people. And we're roping in somebody that's not did the business at 2 bad teams. Don't get it. Yeah, I know he's attacking mine, but what about the defence? It's like saying, let's bring Rudy Gestede back. Well, he was crap. Why are we bringing him back? Why would you even contemplate it? He moved. Well, he's shipped it. Hi, Brandy, do you think we will keep Laugh or will we sell Simon Denham? I'm not privy to any stuff that goes on at the football club. My gut is he'll go. He'll go. For the deadline, go. If he doesn't, I'll be more than delighted. That would make a statement of intent saying we're going for this top 6. We really mean business. If he goes, as I says on podcasts and whatever, I think that's a white flag going up. We're more or less saying we're not going to make it top 6. We could, but it would certainly weaken our chances and ambitions. As I says during the week, the chairman and the chief exec, they're the business brains of the football club. It's paramount for them to keep everything intact financially. I'm no good at maths or arithmetic. They know what's going on there. They know what debts we've got. Something come up the other week, 12 million, and a few years ago Steve Gibson had written 100 odd million off. I listen to it, but I don't really understand it, right? It's like politics, don't understand it. Yet we all vote. Well, I don't, but a lot of people vote and they don't know what they're voting for. So they know the financial structure of the club. It's important. And the thing is, Steve Gibson, when I was at Middlesbrough in 85, after the turmoil, liquidation, bankruptcy, relegation, Steve Gibson was a young director. Steve Gibson would have seen exactly what happened at that time. How the club was going under and how we eventually saved it and how difficult it was. He will never, ever want to get in that predicament as long as he's at the head of Middlesbrough Football Club. So I totally get Steve Gibson and I trust him that he will look after the financial side of the club. So we're not going out of business. And so it never happens again because he's experienced that. So that's admirable, but I'm a fan. And the start of the season, everything was coming out. This is the season, we're going to do it, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, we're still sitting pretty, 5th in the league, great position. And to sell your top striker, a man you can hang your hat on for work rate, closing down, he just looks the part now, like Laugh. I personally think he could go into a Premier League team and do well. Because he's work rate and he's fast and he's game, he's aggressive, he can go up and challenge. Last night he missed a sitter header. I was sitting next to Archie Stevens, my old teammate, and Archie went, I'd have put that in now. He probably would have. But Lucky Laugh, if he goes in, I just think it's a massive hole to fill. Yeah, we can go and get a loan player in. We can go and spend some of the money. But it might take 6 months to settle. But that's time the season's over and we're still in the championship. So, as I say, you're asking me, I think that he'll go, Simon. Connor Stevens says, Morris, a much better option than Beleza. Beleza, one of 3 or 4 players that have played due to injuries that simply aren't good enough. Where are we here? It's Astrophobia, it says. Hello, Bernie. Just joined, so sorry if you have went over this already. Morris made a huge difference last night. Everybody says that. Neto Borges had a fantastic game for the first time in the Borough shirt. No, I think he's an honest lad, Borges, but I'd like to see him being more contributing and making goals. He made one in Saturday, didn't he, at Portsmouth? Would you let Coburn go? Would you have let Coburn go, Bernie? Ian May. Would I have let him go? Me personally, no, because he gives you a different option. He's a bit taller, he's a bit more aggressive, he's a workhorse, and he can give us something different. I don't think he's a finished article, far from it, but he gives us something different. And has he still got the metatarsal problem? But he's at Millwall, and then he had the metatarsal problem. We stepped back. I don't know where he is at the minute with his fitness, if he's back playing or still injured. But we've got Conway injured, one striker, we've got 5 left backs. We've got about 4 or 5 well, we had 5 centre backs. We've got 4 centre backs, 3 right backs, 1 centre forward. 1. Laugh, and he's under scrutiny to leave the club this window. That leaves Conway, who's injured. I think Conway will come back, Laugh will go, and we'll probably bring in a loanee or something. That's what I think. I don't know. I say I'm not privy. I'm not rude enough to go up and ask somebody and say, well, what's that? I'm not that type of guy. I use my own, what I think I know about football. Hi, Bernie, what club would you let the half-decent strikers go if Laugh goes? Who would fill that gap? Steve Horn? Well, to be honest, Stephen, I don't know who's available. I don't know what money we've got as yet. Nobody knows that as yet, but we're surmising if Laugh was to go 18 million. A lot of money, isn't it? If you look at Laugh, it's similar to Akpom. Akpom drifted around, loan, Arsenal. There were some top players there. I remember doing a podcast with Chuba at the training ground when he achieved the 20 league goals, equal a loan record, and he was a lovely guy. But Chuba bobbed around, was with the Arsenal when they had a lot of great top players. He was still a young lad, never broke in, get that. But he bobbed around for a while. Then he came to Middlesbrough, year and a bit. We loaned him out, came back, 1 year, hit the jackpot, scored 29 goals, whatever. What I think he won Player of the Year, goal scorer of the table, which was brilliant, and he looked great, and he was enjoying it. And then he goes, puff of smoke, see you later. We make a fortune, great for the club, for the money side, but not good for the team. If you look at Laugh, he's had a similar path. He's played at a host of clubs. I looked at them, I don't even know who they are. Some of the clubs I've never heard of. And he didn't really pull up trees. He wasn't banging in goals or playing 40, 50 games a season, wasn't he doing that? Then he came to Middlesbrough, he was hitty missy, and then he hit last season, he was brilliant. This season I think he's great. And now he's the top. So maybe the club's looking and thinking, oh, we might be 1.5 season wonder, let's shift him out, get money, get another lad in. I can see both sides, but I'm a fan, and I'm a Laugh fan. When he first came in, I wasn't an Akpom fan, but they soon turned me, and that's what shows they've got the gumption to say, no, I'm going to keep chipping away at this, I'm going to get it right. And Laugh's done that. And he's a top scorer. Why would you let a top scorer go if you've got ambitions of finishing in the top 6? That's what I don't get. Yeah, we might be in debt, but everybody's in debt. There's people in debt out there for Christmas, fans. People in debt for season tickets. I'm sure the football club can put it back and say, let's go to the summer. Let's get to where we want to be. Then Laugh, shake his hand, see you later, sell him and get another boatload of money. African players are the best. I'd scout every inch of the place and find the hidden gems. Chris says, Whittaker, Bernie, he is in talks with Borough. I've heard that, the lad Whittaker. I don't know a great deal about him, but I have read that about Whittaker. But seeing is believing. It's all pie in the sky. We've heard all nonsense for years about he's gone, he's coming in, so is that. And the majority doesn't materialise. But obviously, days are moving on and the window, no longer the window's closed. Hackney was better without being captain. Gemma, Mary Robson, or Ralston. Gemma, you're right. Hackney was relieved of his armband captaincy. I agree. He played last night with more freedom. As I say, he shouldn't have been made captain anyway, in my opinion. Too young, not enough games under his belt, not experienced. Let him play and enjoy it rather than try to play the captain's role and try and encourage other players round about him because he was feeling himself. But last night, he was back to his best. He can't play anyone else, so why call him back is a mystery. So where are we, Simon? He can't play for anyone else. So why call him back is a mystery. Or you'll be talking about Edmondson. So you can't play. Yeah, well, if you don't want, I'm giving you the opportunity. Do you want to buy the car or not? And if you mess me about, I say, do you know what? I'll put it in the garage. That's what they're doing. Think about it, Simon. It's business. We're a business. Every club's business. And that's what they're doing. They're thinking, right, if you're not going to put well, you've had him for 6 months. As far as I know, he's done well. You've liked him. Some of the fans have liked him and taken to him. If you want him, give us the money. Spend £1 million on him. If you don't, we'll take them back, put them in the garage. I'm saying he's a car. He's not a car. Why have Borough always struggled to sign strikers? Ian May. Obviously, because top strikers cost a lot of money. Oh, sorry. We've had a lot of strikers, but a lot of them have been donkeys. Sorry. I think that's what you mean more than anything. I don't know. I think because the majority of guys that sign strikers don't know anything about striking. I rate Edmondson. Had a few dodgy games recently, but I like him. He did have a few dodgy games recently, but Edmondson looks the part. So, excuse me. But as I say, he's gone back there, and I get what Ipswich is doing. We would probably do the same. So we can't moan about it. It's business. End of the day, it's business. We look at it as a sport, enjoyment. But for the business sense, I'm not going to keep letting you run about in my car, and you're not going to bite off me. I'm not going to let you run it down, am I? And that's what we're very fortunate to have Doak. Andrew Hill says, I thought Aidan Morris had a great game. He did. Along with Hackney, he did. And Fry. Yeah, Fry was very good as well. I was shocked with the crowd attendance with 22,000, etc. only turning up at the game, including West Brom fans. Do you know what, Andrew? Excuse me. I looked around. I didn't even think there was that. They looked about 16,000 last night. As I said, I didn't count them, but there was a lot of gaps. And I thought there was a flat atmosphere. And such a game where you're playing they were level with us before the game. 41 points. Up there. 6th, 7th. Or 7th, 8th, whatever. And I expected a bigger crowd. But no. But I did think it was flat. What do we need in this window? What Gren Steele? Gren, for me, we need a left winger. I don't think McGree now. I fell out with my love with McGree. I was in transfixed when he came. I thought great left foot, great energy, scores some wonder goals, creativity is there. He's an international player. My confidence, belief, and my attraction to him has dwindled with his carry on about injuries. Don't get me wrong, but he always seems to be fit when he goes to Australia, and that peeves me off because I've no interest in Australia. And Berzog, I don't think is an outside left. And Hamilton, he's not showed anything. So the left side is poor, and it's something that needs addressed. And I'd like 3 strikers. Let's not have 5 left backs and 4 centre backs. Let's have 5 strikers. I believe Lucky Laugh will be made to stay again. He didn't look like he was playing with a move in his mind last night. I think we'll add another striker to go with what we have already. Ian May, I hope you're right, but I still don't believe it. I hope you're right. I said I hope. Yeah. I was speaking to an old fella who gets all the autographs at the Erston Park gates, and I says, what do you reckon tonight? And he says, we'll win. We always beat the better teams. And he was right. That's for Scott 94. I took my 6-year-old daughter to the FA Cup game for the first game, but she didn't enjoy it. Probably won't be back again for a while, unfortunately. Actually, Mr. T and 2 Sugars. And who's this from? Is it Stilo? Morrison, Hackney, best midfield pairing in the Championship. Again, how many times have they worked together? As I say, yeah, when they play, they look the part. But they need to play a season and another season to really get the telepathic thing going. But first 15 minutes of the second half, woeful, Bernie. Yeah, listen, we didn't hit top gear last night, far from it. As I say, if I was to say to you, go and watch all the games from when Michael Carrick first came in. That first season was his best. We have no went up. We have, if anything, not even tailed off, probably dipped because some of the football is boring now. That's just the way the modern game is. But since Carrick came in, breath of fresh air, attacking minded, go at them, score goals, create, brilliant. Next season, hitty missy, first 7 games never won a game. This year, hitty missy, turbulent, frustrating, disjointed. So yeah, we've dipped like that. Has our defence got any better? No. So our position in the league might get better. We might finish top 2. I don't think that's going to happen. Top 6 possibly, but it depends when the window closes and we assess who we've still got. And if everything's intact and we've added 1 or 2 or 3 new additions, then why can't we be top 6? But we have to be more consistent. We cannot keep going to 22nd, 23rd bottom teams who are poor and go and huff and puff and struggle and make them look like the team that's in the top 6. You cannot keep doing that. It wasn't good enough for us. So what's changed? Gren Steele. I take it you're referring to the fullback. My Hanley says, evening Bernie. Great pivotal result for our season. Hackney looked like a new signing last night. Feel he's not ready for captaincy just yet. He's not. And probably Carrick's he's addressed it and thought, do you know what? Morris was as industrial as ever in the midfield. Team worked well, defensively tracking back, and communication was evident with Ailing's leadership as well as Dock and Hackney chipping at each other up the border. Yeah, there was a few words exchanged last night that I thought was good. Good to see. Fire in the bellies, give him a bit of stick. Tell you who's been constant Fry. He's the only defender that defends well. That's with Chris 87. Yeah, Fry deserves the credit. But I keep saying this. If I'm a defender, which I couldn't tackle a dinner when I played, but if I was a defender and I've got a big centre half next to me and I'm out against a 6 foot or 5'8" guy in front of me, I hope that we're good enough to cope with him. Because most teams play with the number 10. And the number 10 drifts deep, goes away for goal. Saz was doing it last night. So it makes it a bit easier. When I played up with a big guy, a big, strong, aggressive centre forward. Archie Stevens, Ian Baird, Paul Watson. They were the guys up there getting the butt on the nose and I would feed off them. But now, the number 10 role, they're miles away from the centre backs. So I always think defenders have got it easy these days. Don't forget, whether you play with a 4 or a 5, it's theoretically a 5 or a 6 because you've got the linesman on your side as well. Must be great being a defender. The killer of the game. Well done, boys. I love that. All the speculation about Latte, but he is committed to work for the club, Bernie. This is for Gary and Samantha. Very professional. Yeah, he is. I'll give him that. But do you know what? The more he turns it on, okay then. So, Latte Laugh, playing for Middlesbrough, try to get away in the summer, never happened. The odds are he still went away. Why? Ambition, more money, playing in the top flight, whatever. So you within, you're going to be super confident. I'm attracting all this attention. You know, and I'm a good player. Look, speculation leads him for the MLS and want to pay 18 million. That boosts your confidence and morale. So why is he going to get and toss it off and go, he's shown them this is what you're going to get. His confidence must be unbelievable. It is. I can see it on the park. Rob Tip says 100% Bernie. Tom Laverick says Latte Laugh needs to stay for me. His work rate and attitude is phenomenal. It is. It's always been. I've never looked at Latte Laugh any time and thought he's not pulling up trees. He's not trying. He's always tried. I think that's his nature, his background and his DNA where he's a workhorse. He closes down. He's sharp as a razor. He's good in the air. Perhaps they said last night. No, but he's good in the air. He'll compete against big 6'5" hairy ass central defenders. He's up there. So he's always put in a shift, Latte Laugh. And that's commendable. Attitude is phenomenal. If he goes, I think it's panic stations. Well, this is where we'll find out exactly what's going on. Start of the season, Latte Laugh was on his way. You remember we travelled first game and Letty Laugh wasn't the party. He was talking to so-and-so and it was all meant to be done. Last minute, it fell down for whatever reason. And we as a club says, I don't know if it's true or not, but that was the party line. Not the party line, that was what came out. We didn't have a replacement for Letty Laugh, so he ain't going. Okay then. So if he goes now and we don't get a replacement, then that's a lot of bull. Why would you let him go now? We've got, think about it. It's not sensible. We've got one centre forward. 5,000 going to Preston, Scott 94. Well, I hope it's a lot better than Portsmouth and safe journey. Yeah, so if he goes, we're left with Conway, which is ridiculous. It'd be farcical. But as I say, a new player coming in, which is a possibility. Well, if Letty Laugh goes and we bring in a new centre forward, whether he's on loan, whether he's a permanent signing, my issue with that is he might take 4, 5, 6 months, a year to settle in this area. It took me that nearly 40 years ago. It's a cultural shock coming to Middlesbrough. I think even more so now. It was when I came in 85. Dear God. Now, what a change, transformation in Middlesbrough. And not for the better. No, people still give it all, Middlesbrough's a great... No, it's not. You're deluded, you're kidding yourself on. It's propaganda and bullshit and spin. It's not. It's not. When I came off the train in 85, I was thinking, dear God, what have I landed in the moon? Well, I don't know what people from big cities or around Europe come to Middlesbrough and think, look, the people's great. Love the people. Working class environment, fibre. This is where it is. That's what I'm from in Glasgow, so that's why I've adapted and love it. But it must be a shock. Imagine Raminelli coming from, well, no, imagine he did. Came from Rome, lands in Middlesbrough. Juninho from Rio de Janeiro to Teesside. Must be a wake-up call. We're not a big city, we're a town. They're the big glamorous cities. Your man, Caribou, Paris to Middlesbrough. No, I'm not Middlesbrough, but I love it. I love it. But these guys, I can see their perspective thinking, dear me, what is this? Let's see where we are. Hi, Bernie. Great to see Mugger back in the game for Dan Smith. It was. We need new signings, leaders. We still need leaders. Last night, there was a lot of leaders. Not by, no vocally, but the way they played. They were up for it. Come on, we're going to win the night. They really put in a shift where they looked as if they wanted to win. They believed they were going to win. You know, I said in the lounge, I think I draw it the best. And then I turned to a couple of my mates and I went, but this is the games we won. We need Stuart Brom type player. Big, strong and a leader. He was a centre-back, Stephen, yeah. Scott says, it has its nice parts, but I was watching parts of Stockton today. Jeez, well, he uses God's word. It's bad there. It is! Stockton! I did a play last year and some of the lines the lad had to read, I would say something about Stockton. He'd go, Stockton's a dive. It is. And it's okay. I don't know why we're going to this. We might be talking football. But it's okay having areas and putting good things in them. Some of the people are still the wrong people to be in the nice places. And that's your problem. No, I say there is great hard-working people in Teesside. I love it. I love the crack. Very few are PC. They all like to laugh and a joke and they've all got an opinion. And I like that. It just shows we need more midfielders as backup to Morris alongside him in the first team. That's for Stephen Jarrett. Laugh needs to stay. Let me go back on here. Rob Tip says, may as well sign Alves again. Well, we might as well. If we're going to bring Giles back, bring Alves back. We need vocal leaders on the pitch. Yeah, we do. So just sticking with the Aussie keeper then. Chris, good point. Excuse me. I don't understand. Well, in my mind, I've got my own reasoning. Excuse me. How Glover, third choice keeper, he's done well on occasions. Saturday, he booked a couple of times and then he had one great save. But still got beat. But how he's keeping Dieng out. Dieng's on the bench for the second game in succession. He was out for a month, a few games, came back, and he can't get in ahead of Glover. And he was our number one keeper since he arrived. Why is that? Why is the third choice keeper going over our number one keeper? I don't understand that. It makes me think there's something going on. I don't know, I'm not privy to it, as I say, I only surmise, but it's a bit odd. Your keeper that you never dropped and always played, and Saul Bryn couldn't get a look in, was loaned out for 2 years, is all of a sudden Saul Bryn's injured, out for a couple of months. Glover comes in to cover for Deng, who's injured. Deng's fit now, he's on the bench and can't get in the team. Don't get it. Is Harvey Hunt ready for the first team? Came from Swindon, we got him last year. Give him a chance with Fry. Stefan, I wouldn't be able to get involved in that because I don't know much about the kid. I'd only be bluffing. So I don't know much about him, but as I say, if Big Lennon's gone, then give him an opportunity. So as he stick with the so I've mentioned that. Colin Ibbotson says, Latty Laugh is gone, but if we show the commitment we had last night, we could make the playoffs. It's a big if though. It is, look, because if Latty Laugh did go and we did bring in a replacement, we don't know. I'm only saying it's better the devil you know. And we know Latty Laugh, last year top scorer for us, this year he's top scorer. And if he's to go, that's an admission that, well, if we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. If we are serious about getting promotion, we keep Latty Laugh. And we pay the bills next, whatever we owe back at the end of the season. And we might be in the top flight by then, and we might have loads of money to burn. Harley Hunt is only 17. Yeah, I've heard, I don't know much about him. Mohammed, hi Mohammed. Hello Bernie, Joseph Slavin. Okay pal, I am Mohammed. Great win, have to go on a good run. Ben Dokley staying, huge news, up the borough. Yeah, as I mentioned, by all accounts there was a deadline on before it came to the end of the deadline, a week or whatever before, and I think that it's hit that, so Doak isn't going back to Liverpool and he ain't going out or ain't getting sold, so that's fantastic news for us. Imagine losing him and Latty Laugh, dear me. But if we're keeping him then. Latty Laugh stays. We bring in another striker or two, then we're top six. Stefan Jarrett says, did Borough sell young Coburn at least 5... Where's that gone? At least 5 million. That's 10 million. Could bring in new signings. Spend it well. Don't waste it in rubbish. We need to make it count. I agree. He says, if we sell Latty Laugh and don't replace him with someone of similar quality, then for me, the owner's ambition needs to be questioned. As I say, Ian, the chairman, chief exec know the money. They know that. I keep saying it. They know exactly what's going on financially. They don't want the club to get in financial trouble like a lot of clubs up and down the country. Europe and the world, even the biggest clubs in the world are struggling. So they're safeguarding that. And we're not privy to what actually expenditure goes out. And we read bits and bobs, but we're not clever enough, the majority, to understand the facts and figures. I try and stick to football. As a fan, I don't want Latty Laugh going. I want to see Latty Laugh playing for Middlesbrough. Every Borough fan may announce a sense wants to see Latty Laugh. Why? Because he's top scorer. He was top scorer last season. Let's get a season out of him. I bet you Carrick, he's thinking, oh, I hope he stays. Because he's no control over him. And Carrick, I watched the interview with Carrick 2 weeks ago. Somebody urged me to watch it. I listened, I thought, didn't he come across with any vim or vigour? It was sort of he was low, he looked strained. And then I watched again Saturday. And I looked a bit, well, Saturday was awful. And he was down the dumps again. I thought, there's no vibrancy, there's no oomph. Bit like the team after Saturday. But it was evident last night. So hopefully that perks him up, perks the team up. Certainly perked the fans up. Mohammed says, George Edmondson gone back poor by Ipswich recalling him. Well, it's not poor, it's business. Why? Mohammed, it's poor for us, but he's not our property. So they can call, and that's one of the gigs. We get loan players, they can always go back at the beck and call with the parent clubs. Few hours of a game. I hope they're not upset Steve Gibson. Stefan says, I also think there needs to be a change on how the trainers' backroom staff sort out how they approach the footballers on the way they train. I think you're referring, Stefan, to the injuries. A lot of the injuries, majority of injuries we've had, look at Smith. I thought he'd gone, he's still there. Been out for over a year. Fry was out for months. Hackney was out for months. There's some guys, I can't even remember, that disappeared with injuries. And they've all happened at training. And I said it the other week, we talk about these sports scientists. The sports scientists, I say, they're the guys that do the data and hand it to the coach, Michael Carrick, and probably advise, I wouldn't play him, he's got this, that, and he's low in this. Well, why would you believe the sports scientists who are seeing all these guys getting injured at training? McGree injured in training, apparently something going on there as well. Scott, as I say, I've lost faith in McGree. I think he perks up for Australia and doesn't do it for his bread and butter, which is our club, Middlesbrough. I say I loved him when he first came in, breath of fresh air. As I said earlier, direct, scored goals. He was pleasing in the eye. Now, his little laugh goes, bring back the hop. Smile. I'm glad you put a smiley face, Mr. Team Two Sugars, you were getting binned. Hop. It's a joke, innit? Hop. Don't know anything about him. Has Conway been examined on his injury with data? Laugh out loud, he should be in by now. If Latif goes, his professionalism can't be questioned. He's been brilliant with it all, mate. Without a doubt. Latif, if every player put in a shift like Latif every game, Latif's not always the best, but he's honest and he's hopeless. There's a joke in somewhere, Steve. I get it. He's hopeless hope. Yeah, if every player put in a shift like Latif, then we wouldn't be far away. We might be in the top two. Unbelievable attitude. Don't forget he's thinking he's getting away and making a boatload of money and maybe go to a Premier League team, and doesn't happen. Hey, he rolled his sleeves up. And don't forget, Latif's been messed about this season, in and out of the team. Scored goals, 2 goals 1 week, out the next week. Banging form, out the next week. And he's still professional as ever. Steve Dale says, Carrick wants to strengthen the team, but with the players the rumours say we're interested in, don't get the blood pumping. Sideways moves, or don't mention sideways, that's all I see. Should listen to offers for Belazer. Yeah, a lot of people haven't taken to Belazer. I think the thing about, when you look at stats and all that, right? I'm talking about midfielders, so I'm talking midfielders for talking sake. Midfielders get a lot of the ball, should they're the engine room, they track back, they disrupt opponents, they get the ball, they play it forward, play it side. But then all these stats, and I can imagine modern players asking, I'm sure if they ask the stat experts, can you give me my stats, what I'm not doing right, how many, and they get it, I bet they become possessed in it. It's nonsense. If I'm a midfielder and I'm passing square to Doak, so I'm central midfielders on the right of the two, and I'm passing to Doak continuously, 5-10 yard balls, no pressure, there you go, Doak, there you go, Doak, there. Inevitably they're going to be accurate, easy. If I'm the left hand side of the two in the midfield and I'm hitting Hollywood balls and defensive splitting passes, the odds are they're going to get cut out a lot. What's the better ball? If it comes off, that's the better ball, the Hollywood ball and the defence splitting pass. This square nonsense. Are they doing it for the data? So they look and go, wow, I had 99% accurate passing. Well, my granny could pass for 83 yards away. I have to say, Bernie, I watched your podcast with Mugger, and I also watched the West Brom press conference before the game with Andrew Smith. Also watched the West Brom press conference before the game, and I have to say what a man Mugger is. Not just as a football manager, but as a person. You wouldn't see many modern day managers opening up about his life such as him. Would you ever see Pep or Slot do something like that? I don't think so. Huge credit to him. I wish him all the best for the rest of the season. Hopefully we finish above West Brom. That is from Andrew Smith. That's nice. Yeah, look, Mugger is an intense guy, always has been as a player, coach, manager. He loves the game of football. That is his life. He loves it. After what he'd been through, he could have sat back, I'm sure, chilled, got a cigar out, floated about Mediterranean. But this is his passion. This is his escapism, football. And he loves it. He loves nothing better than nurturing young players. And if you've not seen it, I did an interview with Tony Mowbray, Mugger, old captain, at his home a couple of weeks ago. We've been out a week Monday. You can watch it for free. Total BS podcast. You can watch it, or you can watch it in my YouTube channel, and you'll see it's 2 hours long. He's open, he's honest, he's forthright. We didn't go over the questions. I just asked him about directors of football, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, stepping back from football, getting back into football, and he's intriguing and he's an interesting character. As I say, morals, principles, honesty. I don't know how he's still in football with all those great qualities. I don't know anybody with those qualities. Bit more luck, Lighty Laugh could have at least 2 last night. He could have, Timmy. Even though that he's still the lad. You know that as a striker, you miss a chance or two. What you do, you're there to miss them and score them. He may say, I don't blame him. If he goes for the money, I'd sign for the Dog and Duck in a Sunday league if the money was right. It's a short career. Yeah, I mean, they're all looking at certain Liverpool players, all are going to go here, he's going to Saudi, he's going to Real, da. Look, it's business. Football's business. When I was a kid, it was just like a job. Well, it is a job, but the money you get paid is ridiculous now. But it was just like a job. You played because A, you loved it, and getting a few quid. When I first came to Middlesbrough, a few and a quid, I was thinking, brilliant, I'm doing something I love. I love it. You get in the social thing where your night coming with your mates, your teammates, you're playing a Saturday, you're fighting for each other, you're being successful for each other. Brilliant. And the money was secondary. Well, you needed a few quid to drive and put petrol in your car. And I lived in the heart of Middlesbrough, was 25 grand house. Now these days it's £2.5 million. I was living 25 grand house. The furniture got delivered from Glasgow second hand. We should do what Burnley are adding strength. Keep adding good players. We need a left winger and a striker. Left winger, 2 strikers, not one. Why do we only need one? One striker. We've only got Conway and Lighty Laugh. If Lighty Laugh goes, we need another 2. Or 3. So Tom Laverick. The way our defence is, we lose a striker like Lighty Laugh, no way will we make the playoffs. Defence is so unpredictable and can leak easy goals, so we need to keep scoring to balance it out. Yeah. What street did you first live in? I lived in Westbourne Road, Heart of Middlesbrough. Right in the heart of Middlesbrough. It was no far from the Linthorpe pub. Not that I went there, I didn't drink, but I never went there. I did like nightclub, but I didn't like pubs. But it used to be funny, and I can imagine modern players now. I've told a story before, but 10 minutes. I used to live in Westbourne Road, and I slept in the front room. So Friday night, go to bed early. You get lads coming out the Linthorpe pub, passing my house. Obviously, small town, people get to know where you live. And they used to stand outside singing, Bernie Slavin, Bernie. And a friend of mine go, oh man, try to get a kip. Then on the Saturday, when you get beat and you were crap, and I had a duffer, they would, I don't know if it's the same guys, but they come out the Lenny pissed again on the Saturday. You're effing crap, Slavin, you're rubbish. Imagine the modern player taking that. They'd have moved house. Go and live in some secluded place. I used to have a laugh and think, wow, last night they're singing my name of the day, they're giving me abuse, but it's part and parcel of the game. Ben Dock, brilliant goal, great goal. Matthew King says, if we bring Giles in, would you play him further forward to the left? No, I would go for an actual left winger, Matthew. Why am I putting a left back? Well, I know why, because you're saying he can't defend. It could work. But I'll tell you why it wouldn't work. Because Borges hasn't set the header like defensively. But I feel sorry for that boy. He plays most weeks now, and in front it changes every week. 1 week it's Hamilton, 1 week it's McGree, then it's Bazog, and now you're talking about Giles could play, and then that'd be 4 guys playing in front of him. And none of them help him, but that would mean 2 of them really can't defend. I don't think that would improve our defensive. It might improve attacking-wise, because Giles is very good at it, but as I say, Giles, where are we getting this? Giles is the informed player, because he's not played. For 2 daft teams, he's not played. And we want him back. What has he did to deserve the right to come back to a club he moved from? If you convince me, I might agree with you, but I don't think you convince me. Why can't we Josh Coburn, but he's still a better player. Steve Guthrie. I don't know what's in the contract. There might be a clause in it to say he can't move to the end of the season, or Middlesbrough could recall him. I don't know. The reporters locally should be asking the club that. They should be asking, what's going on? Think Millwall want to sign permanent? Rob Tip. Chuba and Latte would be amazing playing together. Chuba Akpom, Latte Laugh, Simon. Well, you've two goal scorers who came similar routes. Came to a team like Middlesbrough where they love the style, the brand. The thing that turned Chuba Akpom's career and we got that move to the Netherlands, it was Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick had Gels, informed Gels. We're not an attacking team, so he was getting away with it, driving up, no defending, getting balls in the box. With Ramsey, with Archer. We had a very good team. Great to watch. Great to watch. I mean, if you looked at 5 games that first season and look at 5 games now, it looks as everything slow motion now. Then it was vibrant. Get it up the line. Get it in the ball. Now we pass. Mugger's team did the same last night. There was one occasion where they were all near the halfway line. And they were all, you could have threw a blanket over them all. We should forget about Gels and we should bring back Coburn. Dan Smith, I'd rather have Coburn back, different positions, but I'd rather have Coburn back than Gels. I was meant to read these when I was back on Saturday. Bernie, did you speak to Tony Mowbray after the game? Mohammed, no, because I'm one of them. I spoke to Mugger. If I like to see Mugger and go to a coffee shop, that's he's working. I don't want to go near him. He's working. I seen him the other week. More than happy with the chat he did with me. So the answer's no. I don't go looking for people. When I left Middlesbrough dressing room, Emerson Park, a lot of my mates were still there. I never once went back in that dressing room because I thought, I've got an opinion. I don't want to get too pally with them because that weakens your opinion. So I kept away from all that. But the likes of Mugger, no, I respect Mugger, I love Mugger. I've got utmost admiration for Tony Mowbray. But last night, he's a manager. That's his job, new job. And there's no way I'm going to interrupt that before or after. And especially, what am I going to say after the game? Oh, lucky Mugger, we've done yous. No, I don't want to get involved in that. Gary and Samantha says, glad we taking shots outside the box. That was different, Bernie. Take responsibility. Well, I've been saying that, Gary. Instead of the square passing and boring passing the buck, passing responsibility, we're taking control. And we're showing a bit of Teesside steel. Do you know what? I ain't passing you. I'm having a go. If it flies by the post, so be it. If it hits somebody in the stand, so be it. Hard to hit them in the stand, that's either side. Well, behind the goal. So it's taking responsibility. Don't be afraid to miss. Malcolm McDonald, my old 3 legends mate, who was one of the greatest strikers in Newcastle's history and Arsenal's, he had a book out called that. Never be afraid to miss. And you can't, as a striker. Or an attacking-minded player, like a Honey, never be afraid to have a shot. It's better to have a shot that's wild than give it the opponents or get caught in possession. As I get caught in possession a few times last night, it was back to that old chop, check back, try to get a shot off. Last night he went 1, 2, and as he turned the third time, the guy took it off him. Too many checks. He started that when he first came in, and I was critical of it, and then he had a purple patch of goals, which was brilliant, because he was getting the shots off earlier, but he seems to have fell back into that trough of doing the same thing, getting caught in possession and checking. Matthew King says, Hackney was much better playing further forwards last night, facilitated by Morris sitting in. Well, I think that's the idea, and I think it was quite evident last night. We've seen it in the past that, Morris, more defensive-minded, gives Hackney the licence to roam forward more and get in there and like last night, score a great goal. Never be afraid to miss in life. Exactly. The nightclub was a Club Bongo. Club Bongo, yeah. I went there once. Wow. Couldn't see people for the... I'll say smoke. It wasn't smog, it was smoke. Smog was outside, smoke was inside. It was a sweet smell. Terrible. So Hackney was much better. Yeah, Hackney was much better last night, and I think they complement each other probably better than most now. They're 2 younger versions. We know Howson. I think Howson's doing... Is he doing his badges now? But he's still in the squad. There's an injury at the minute, but I'm sure he'll play a bit piece without the end of the season. But both fit, both in form. They two should be the 2 central midfielders. Ryan Giles in 48 hours due to have a medical. Mohammed, listen, good luck to Giles. But I'm not a fan of Giles. I was 2 years ago. But he's not kicked his backside for 2 years ago. He wanted to leave Middlesbrough. Like a lot of players want to leave Middlesbrough. And the return, I'm not a fan of that. I didn't want Tony Mowbray, who I love in the door. I didn't want him back as manager or coach or, well, Michael Carrick's got a job. But even before Michael Carrick or after Michael Carrick, I don't want him back. He's been here. Give it a couple of years and the top teams in Europe will come sniffing for Morris. Yeah, listen, Morris has done well, but I've heard this stuff for years. See, 8 months of a player and you go, wow, he's some player. And you bum him up and get the statue and then they evaporate and disappear. I've seen it so many times at Middlesbrough with so many players. Let him get through a season. Hackney, first season, great. Did very well. Vibrant, fit, boxy box. Didn't get as many goals as I thought he would have got, but still looked the part. Local lad, cost us nothing. Then this season, he's been hitty-missy. Last season, a bit hitty-missy as well, but this season, injured, came back, looked a shadow of the player, confidence shot, bad balls, passing was awful. Then he scored two great, this is his third great goal this season. So he's back in track now, and if Morris is in there, he's no excuses. Because he seems to hand this on to Morris and trusts him. Matthew King says, crowds have dropped off this season. Prices will be something to do with it. As they went up from last season, yeah, they did, Matthew. I can't talk about the fans, but I get what you're saying. Les the coach says, it was a must-win game last night, and hopefully that will cement that top spot for the future. The pleasing thing was, clean sheet, 3 points, 2 great goals, 5th in the league. So we're still sitting pretty. If we don't go up, should Carrick go? Ian, I don't know if he should go, but for me it would be classed as failure. If going up. If we don't finish top 6, I would class it as failure. 28-man squad, some decent players, scored the right few goals, but we conceded a lot of goals. So, not making top 2, tough call. Top 6, we've proved we're good enough because of where we're sitting. Can you believe we've only won 3 in 11? One of them might have been in the cup. And we're still 5th in the league. Or we moved into 5th in the league. Incredible, isn't it? I think Maddie, you'd be bottom 4. 5,000 so for Preston away so far. Can't fault away spot. Matthew, the Borough fans away have been immense. I hear them through my television. And it makes you proud. You know, these fans, big steel of Borough, travel the country, irrespective of conditions, weather, accommodation. I don't doubt about accommodation. They come back the same day or night. And I really take my hat off to them. Some say that unbelievably great fans. Some people think they're bonkers, but that's the passion. We won't finish top 10 if Flatty Laugh goes. Chris will. I probably wouldn't bet against that either. Fry looking decent and probably first choice at centre back now. That's even Matthew, yeah. Alan, I'll call you Alan, the second name. We need Conway back. He's a good striker. He is. The thing I liked about him, he came in, scored a goal. Did he score a goal in his debut? I'm sure he did. Side foot. Kept his goal in composure. Is Isaiah Jones being replaced? If so, anybody else with pace? I don't know who's out there. The scouting network, Europe should know. Yeah, Conway, he came in. I'm sure he scored in his debut at the Riverside. It was a fine goal. And then the other thing I liked about him, but I didn't like about Latty Laugh, when he came in the team, he was only a couple of games in. Latty Laugh's our top scorer, penalty taker, and Conway had the balls to go over and the cheek and the confidence and the arrogance to say, give us the ball, took it off Latty Laugh. I'd have been going, sling your hooks on, you've only walked in the door. I'm a top boy last season. Yeah, you might think that's pig-headed, but what? He's been pig-headed, he's only walked in the door. But I like that. Although I didn't agree with Latty Laugh. We must have another striker lined up, would be criminal otherwise. Well, you're looking for trouble, big trouble if you don't get another striker in. How can you just play with one striker and Latty Laugh? And everything's saying that he's going out the door. Everybody's saying he's off. We're not privy to it, but I'm sure everybody thinks he's going to be away. And if he does go, and we're left with Conway, we don't bring another centre forward in, or 2, well, that would be ridiculous, embarrassing. Borough vs Sunderland should be a good game, however, I'm worried they look decent. Yeah, I watched them. Matt as far as might be the answer. Nah, not for me. Chris says, I reckon they're using old Football Manager to scout these players. I reckon they're using the old Football Manager. Don't get it. Alan says, we need Conway back. Yes, I've mentioned that. Rob Tip says, Morris has been a massive miss. He has. Morris is essential to our team. He's the spark we need. Hopefully, he will keep free of injury. Still think like a laugh. Colin Ibbotson. Laugh is off. So let's hope the others can step up to the mark and we get useful addition. Bernie, would you interview Kieran Scott? I'd love to interview Kieran Scott. It's just you need to get through. So if I knew Kieran Scott, I would probably say, listen, do you want to do a chat with me? I'd love to interview Kieran Scott. I think it's a difficult job he's got, like all directors of football. But I would like to ask him my questions, not ones you go over. Just sit with him and say, right, here's the questions from me. A lot of people locally and won't ask the questions they really want to. Oh, that might be too offensive, or you'll be sacked for that. I'm not one of them. I want to talk to people and ask them exactly what I think, rightly or wrongly, and they tell me, they give me their answers in return. Who takes over Trafalgar Square if it's Borough vs Sunderland playoff final? Trafalgar Square. Steve Dale, so the last stage to the end of the season, it'll be worth 25 million if he keeps going. So that's the predicament, Steve. Do you gamble and think he'll do it again next year, or is he going to hit a barn spell, or touch wood, he could be injured, or might have switched off? What do you make of Glenn Kamara rumour? I've heard the rumour. As I say, rumours are rumours and don't really get too involved in them. Ravenelli, first taste in Teesside was training in my back garden. Kurt Levington. I could see him out the window. That's right, Kurt Levington. That was a prison, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm being serious. Kurt Levington, for the younger viewers, I trained there as well with the Borough. We used to go to Kurt Levington prison, and it is a prison. Just you go right to Yarm down that roundabout. Instead of there, you go left as if you're going up to the Kirk, and it's on the left-hand side behind the trees. And we used to go there. It was under Lenny Lawns. We used to go there, like the prison warden would come, open the gate, in we go. I think it was it 3G or plastic pitches? It was definitely plastic pitches, I'm sure. Let us in and locked the gate, and we couldn't get out until he came back. Mental, that. Attitude, Bernie. Alan, attitude's everything. You can have all the talent in the world and the skill in the world, but if your attitude is wrong, you won't be fulfilling your potential and doing what you should be doing. And I'll tell you the perfect example for that is Rashford at Man United. I think Rashford's a very good player, but he's a very good player. Scored. I don't think he's the greatest striker, because Man United, over the years when they were good, were mustering up chances galore. He did get great goals. He did it for Man United. He did it for England. But you look at his attitude now, he's gone. He's seen more in America with fancy coats and designer bags, Louis Vuitton and Chanel and fur coats, and he's looking more like a film star than as a footballer. He did a great thing several years back. Took his eye off the ball, but he did a great thing for the kids. It was something to do with meals, wasn't it? People are struggling financially, and that was brilliant. Woke some of the politicians up. Take more than him to wake that lot up. But yeah, so I think he's got good morals, but I think his attitude stinks. And when you see him on the, I don't know if he suffers from mental. I know people can make that up, but there is people struggle for that. People say, "Oh, well, he's on a fortune, he's on millions." It doesn't matter if you get depression. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's an issue, a mental issue. So we have to, and that probably, I probably look more at that side of it. How can you not like playing for? I know Man United are tosh at the minute, but over the years, how can you not enjoy it and go and celebrate every goal and love it? The adulation for full houses every week. One of the biggest club sides in the world. How can you not enjoy it? It must be more than meets the eye. I think Ten Hag scunnered him. But then again, he scunnered a few. He had the personality of a dead snake. Time will tell. More likely it happened. Steve Daly says, I agree with Matthew. If Giles comes back, put him in the left wing. He can't tackle. What exactly can he tackle? Because supply a few balls into the box. I know, but what I'm saying, Steve, why would you get Giles, who's a left back, and because he can't tackle, and because he's frailties, why would you say he's now an outside left when there's natural outsides left there, outsides out there? Why would you do that? We've had some great outside lefts. On Rashford, Man United are a basket case. Doesn't help the lad. No, it doesn't. No, you're right. Left side, we've had Carriol, Adoma. In my day with Alan Comfort, right wingers with John Henry and Ripley, brilliant. But we've had a lot of very good left-sided players. Stewie Downing, creative, skillful, kept retention of the ball brilliantly. But the minute, if I was a coach against Middlesbrough, I'd say, right, just like teams are trying to do now. Doak, he's the outlet. Stop him. Well, the left doesn't function. They're dysfunctional. They don't work. Doesn't happen with it. So make sure you get Dalton out of the game. I would. Right, I've overshot the runway as always. Thomas Hunter says, if Kamara signs on loan, who would you drop? Oh, Thomas, let's get him signed first and then we'll talk about that. Alan says, Beleza. Leza says, you're looking smart tonight. Are you out shortly? 100%. You off somewhere? Stuart says, even been a good team performance last night. 3 points up the effing Borough. Smith and Linehan needs to be released. That's for Matthew. Smith's been at a long time. Wouldn't let him go, trust me. Bernie, they need to install and bath grass to toughen them up. We need to install mud bath grass to like when we played. Chris Chan says, Bernie, if we sell players, we have to buy players with the money, not keep it the summer. And good one last night. I agree, Chris. If we are serious about trying to get in the top 6 and get to the promised land, we need to, if we sell, we need to buy right away. Not get to the last day of the window, like Rodgers and Big Crooksy went last January. We still had a chance of getting in that top 6 and we get rid of they two, and for me that was the indication that we ain't going anywhere. And if it happens this time around, it's the same idea. But the last thing I want to say, get to the day before the window closes, 1 or 2 head off, money comes in, window shuts, no money spent. I don't want to see that. Because that's designed and manoeuvred if that happens again. That'd be 2 Januaries. Is it Steve Percy's birthday today? Don't know, Gary. I'm a Percy fan. I don't think he's on social network, Percy. Great lad, great keeper. Alan says, Mugger, Pallister, used to meet Hamill at my dad's shop in Lazenby. Bernie, what a gentleman they were. Well, one of them is. Hi, Bernie. Jeff the Copper. Hello, Jeff boy. What's it like in Paisley, Bernie? Oh, it's a dump, Alan. No, seriously, I was born in Paisley, know nothing about it. I was only born there because my mother at the time couldn't have me in Glasgow, so I had to go there, born and then back to Glasgow. Leave Giles, don't want him. As for Rob, I'm in agreement with that. Millwall want to sign Coburn on a permanent. Would you sell? Would say sell. He would say sell. Up the Borough, still believe. Great show again, Bernard, thank you. Mark says, good evening, Bernie. Morris made a big difference last night. It did, as did help Hackney play higher up the park. The spine of the team looks good. If we actually pick the same team at the weekend up the Mark, that's the I was discussing thing today. For me, that's what we must do. Let's start to get a team like last night who put a shift in as a reward. I don't care about the data. We're playing the same team Saturday. Get another one, more confidence. Move on to the next game. The lads that's not getting a game will think, do you know what? I'll accept it. I don't like it, not playing, but I'll accept it. Could have won the last couple of games. And that's what we need. Bit of momentum, bit of confidence. Players that's getting left out for no apparent reason but data, you lose confidence and faith in the coach. I would. If I was scoring 2 this week or last night and then Saturday they say, oh, you're on the bench, I'd say, what are you on about? I wouldn't respect somebody that did that to me. Southampton manager has been told has to sell before he can sign players. No, for Archer if Flatty leaves. Archer, that's for John Phillips. Right, I'm going to finish up. Sorry if I've not read your things. The problem we have is attracting top players, ideally left wing and top striker. Doak's got a look of you, Bernie. Do you know what, Alan? Young Doak, I've not seen that. Doak, I've said this before, I think it was in the fanzine, Middlesbrough fanzine. And somebody gave me it and he says, oh, you played with his granddad. His granddad, God rest him, was a lot younger than me. He was a friend's play at Morton, went on to play hundreds of games at Morton. And that, I didn't know that. I've yet to meet young Doe. If I ever see him, I don't go looking for him, but if I ever see him, I know what he looks like, and I'll go over, shake his hand, say, played with your granddad, and well done. So his granddad was a lovely guy. Martin Dope, he was called. Played with Morton, played about 300-400 games. Good player, centre back. Wasn't a winger like old Dokey, but yeah, lovely guy. Love Gibbo, and he's been a loyal chairman for years, but he needs to spend some money to get his up Bern. Cooper knew, as I say, Cooper knew Kevin, some name. Steve Gibson protects the club first and foremost. We don't know the financial structure. Keep saying that, it's boring and repetitive. That's his side, that's what he's good at. He's been through all the rubbish that I went through as a player, liquidation and bankruptcy. He'll never want to get in that anywhere near it. So he's protecting everything behind the scenes. So I admire him for that. I trust him with that. But I'm a fan like you, and I don't want the best place to go. And we need to spend some money. We want to get the promised land. Listen, thank you very much. Up the Borough. Few games on, and I'm going to go take this off, relax. And thanks for joining us. I'm back again Saturday, away game. I need to ask the question, is it a 3 o'clock kickoff? If it's 3, I'll be on at 5. If it's 12:30, I'll be on at 5. Whatever. So we'll be back again on Saturday after the Preston North End game. Hopefully it's a good game to watch. Well, it's not about glamour now, it's about winning games. Let's hope we get maximum points. Teams like this we should be putting to bed. Up the Borough. Cheers. Well done last night. Michael Carrick, the players, the fans that turned up. Got behind your team as always. Cheers. Thank you.